Welcome back to the channel. We are Jane and Stu, and with Roger and Caroline, Stu's brother and sister-in-law, we are on a 30-day motorhome adventure in New Zealand.
Oh, he's doing it!
And in this episode we have an interesting encounter with an impatient truck as we travel to a free camp, this time up the side of a volcano. And we also find a special place that delivered a memorable few hours. Now, we left you in the last episode where we caught the ferry and crossed back over onto North Island for what is now the last leg of our trip, and we witnessed yet another spectacular New Zealand sunset at a campsite in Wanganui. If you like our videos, please give them a like and make sure that you're subscribed, which is free, and our videos will simply appear in your favourites feed. Now, our target today is a free Parkup under the shadow of Mount Taranaki in the Egmont National Park. Now, having overtaken us, this truck then reeled in a slow-moving campervan and was soon after Roger and Caroline's motorhome in the distance. Oh my God, it's a BS trying to overtake that bloody campervan.
Oh my God, get the truck cross, there's a big truck coming the other way. He's gonna go.
Yeah, he's obviously running behind.
Oh, he's doing it.
I've got it.
God. Oh my God, the killer truck's after me, brother.
Shit. Stu says the killer truck's after you. He's just overtaken the white campervan. The campervan was going a little slow, but we did overtake it at a safe place. That truck's hunting you down.
Like one of those films. No driver. And the truck's going to overtake her. Ah! Is it?
Oh, well done, Roger, you got it.
Oh, he's giving up.
Please give Roger one truck nil.
We stop at a town called Hawaii for our regular trademark brunch stop. Here's a little.
You go in a bit more of a...
Caroline found this eatery called the Sunday Cafe in the centre of the town. Next to the cafe was a return services club which had various reminders of New Zealand men and women that served in many of the world conflicts. Well, it's time to move on, although we came across this derelict scene on the way out. That was of course another quick photo opportunity. We wondered what it used to be. We soon start to climb up towards the Stratford Plateau car park. The car park is at 1,172 metres above sea level and it commands a clear view over this part of the North Island.
You can walk round it, it takes you 4 to 5 days. Oh, yeah.
Destination is on the left.
Only for the experts.
These to be on the flat as much as possible. So
it's not going to be easy getting a flat spot here. Maybe, yeah, that looks about right.
as good as anywhere.
Good call, Roger.
So up there is the top of the extinct volcano. Covered in cloud today. Hopefully it's going to lift by the morning.
The scale of the forest is simply awe-inspiring and sometimes even difficult to take on board. We find a short track route to what's known as Wilkie's Pools. Do you think that's the enchanted house?
No, it's a long way away, that is.
How come weeds don't take over? And we feel very much like little ants that are lost in this massive landscape. The track drops steeply in places as we approach the bridge at Wilkie's Pools, and it's apparently named after two local farmer brothers. And it's a quick scramble over the rocks to discover the small pools. Is this all natural mountain?
Yeah?
Where's the rocks come from?
It's the mountain. It's probably stone, isn't it? It's got to be. Or lava. That's lava. It'll be a lava flow. It'll be a lava flow, probably. So if it erupted, this is where it'd come.
Unfortunately, all that drop in elevation means a long, slow climb back up, of course. As we reach the vans, the clouds have started to disappear.
Mount Taranaki is also known as Mount Egmont and is 2,580 metres high, and it's the second highest mountain in North Island. Fortunately, the last volcanic activity was the creation of a lava dome in the crater, and it's collapsed down the side of the mountain in the 1850s or 1860s, so I'm hoping we should be okay for just the one night. So the volcano spot was a really good spot.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was,
really?
yeah. Very dramatic.
Yeah, the views were just stunning.
Yeah, the scale of it was just breathtaking, wasn't it?
Yeah, you couldn't quite take it in. There's a lot of woodland up the top looking down on it, and you couldn't quite grasp that we were in that landscape and that. It was quite misty and cloudy. I'm sure it would be more perfect on a clearer day. And that.
Yeah.
So the site's good. It was on a bit of a slope. We did park up at the far end to get as level as we could.
An acceptable level
for
the brothers.
Yeah, there's no facilities. Well, it's facilities. There is toilets on there if you want to use them. They weren't the most cleanest, or it was quite smelly, to be perfectly honest. So we didn't use them. You didn't use them there.
I'm quite happy using my campervan method.
We sort of just chilled out, and we had a nice baked chicken. So we used the oven again, which is something that you've really liked in the van. We had baked chicken, I think it was. So it was really good. And then I used the shower for the first time. Yeah,
we were determined not to go back and not use the shower. So we each had a shower each, and it was more hassle than it was worth.
In fairness, I also didn't put the hot water on, we just didn't do any of that, which we could have done. I don't know why we didn't. We just didn't, to be perfectly honest.
It was entertaining to listen to Stu have his.
It's too cold. Can you get my green towel? I just thought I forgot.
Yeah, hold on. Maybe you get used to it the more you do it, but it wasn't something I would.
No, we didn't come back and think, we've got to go and have a shower and toilet. That's for certain, and that's so. It was, but we did it. We
ticked the box. That was about it.
That was all it was, really.
Stu a bit noisier than me.
Yeah.
the morning presents a very different outlook as the low cloud encircles the mountain.
Yeah, so the following morning was it was quite misty and foggy when we woke up, so you couldn't see the top at all. In fact, you couldn't see left or right.
That was your dream, wasn't it, to wake up in front of a volcano, and it just didn't happen. But as we drop below the cloud line hugging the mountain, the sky's clear, which is just as well, as this is a good 3-hour trek, and to be honest, this is on the edge of being too much for one day. But we have a remote site booked that gets us closer to Auckland. Well, we've had a good few hours just immersing ourselves in this unique landscape.
Unfortunately, as we got, it was about, I don't know, within 30 minutes of the campsite, we then came across because they've been having landslides still, problems, and the road was blocked down to the campsite. So, and it wasn't obvious which way to go. It was one of those places. There wasn't that many places to get into. So we had to turn back at that point, and we went back to a garage. That's the garage attendant. It wasn't that.
Well, they gave us a piece of paper which told us nothing.
Which didn't really explain, it probably meant something to the locals, but it didn't mean anything to us. But we sort of found our way, but it added another 40 minutes, probably an hour onto the journey.
Yeah, because it's not like the roads here where you just go to the next road, and it isn't like that at all. No. The roads are few and far between. No. So.
And it was a rough road. It was quite a back track road, very rutted in places, very dusty. But we got through, and as once one of those ones where you came over the mountain, the sun was out, and you saw the bay where the campsite was in. It was really really spectacular. A wow moment.
After this, it's stupid across.
It's not a bad little approach, is it? It's not a bad little approach, is it? Pretty. So we left the sides of the volcano this morning covered in mist. We came down below, travelled, it's probably about a 4-hour journey, broke it up in 2 chunks, and we had lunch, which was very nice. And we've ended up, it's the last but one Parkup before we hand over the vans. It's a bit of an out the way site, but we've got huge good reviews. And it's one of those rustic places, but the location's just, well, as you can see. So it's a 15-minute walk to the beach along a trackway that is made. Nice way to end the trip on, or at least the motorhome part of the trip. We've got our last site tomorrow, but we'll be mainly cleaning the vans up at that site and packing, because we've got to hand over early morning doors the following morning at 10 o'clock. So, and then we go collect a hire car, and we travel for 5 hours north to the Bay of Islands to Russell, We've got an Airbnb where we just chill out for a week before we fly to Melbourne. My brother and his wife flies to Singapore because they're going to go there for a week. I'm not sure where we're going to sit. It's absolutely packed. Yeah, the beach was just stunning, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, it was really unusual. I've never seen, what would you call it, black sand?
Well, it was, I think it was a volcanic sand, wasn't it? I think that's what it was. It took a bit of getting used to.
It did. It's like having blue bread, you know. It's just like you're so conditioned that sand is golden. It felt...
But we got used to it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I mean, the beach was deserted, to be honest. I think there was probably a couple of we but basically had it all to ourselves. And that. It was just absolutely, and the waves were rolling in, and with the sun out, we had to go in, didn't we?
Yeah,
and we did.
Had to be done.
Yeah, I mean, it was just we had a fantastic, probably an hour there, just soaking it up. And I think the realisation that the trip was coming to an end started to hit us. We got a bit emotional that it was the end, and we sort of felt as though we wanted another couple of days, because I think we just got into the rhythm. You get into the rhythm. But that's always
going to be the case. You're always going to want another few days, and you haven't got them.
Unless it's a bad trip, I suppose. You go home.
Yeah, that's a bad trip when you want to count the days.
Yeah.
It's a good trip when you want more days. So.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few parts of the island that we hadn't seen. If we'd had a few more days, there was off the top of my head. Obviously, we told you we missed out on Milford Sound. That would have been a spectacular down on South Island. I think there was definitely more to see on North Island to the west of Mount Taranaki. There's a coast there which I think it's quite renowned for surfing, and we didn't see that loop, as well as Hobbitsville or whatever it's called.
I'd love to have gone there, but it just wasn't logistically possible, really, was it?
We needed a few more days, but as you said, I don't think it would have changed anything, did we?
You're always going to have to miss something out.
No
matter how long you spend there.
No. So. And we could have slowed down, but I think we got to see New Zealand and got to understand New Zealand in the time that we had in the 30 days. Yeah. And like I said, the time on the beach now just sort of summed up that experience of that, which is really nice to sort of to finish on those type of experiences.
We'll see you in the next episode for our last couple of days in the motorhome. And we have a surprising experience for you that we never expected.